purple in color, commonly known as huku kwa soko birigani. Yeah, yes, commonly known as that. Yeah, and you know the pears, those those avocados, eggplant, those pears, zinatusaidia sana. They have that function that really causes some hormonal balances, really balances on your hormones, and then it will also be able to shed on that unwanted birth weight, and it also prevents cervical cancers. So that is now research and it's good to know. Sindio? Sasa tuendelee kukula, at least even if you don't get eggplant, we'll be able to get avocados. Sindio? It's important. They actually say that they actually say that they have an appearance similar to that female organ. Umeona kitu kama hiyo hapo? Unaona, can you relate whatever is happening there? So I don't know whether that is the main function, that's the main reason why they feel that it could be a good cause for stabilizing our hormones, but it is good to take note. So now we're going to discuss something now small about menstrual health and hygiene. This is very important, menstrual health and hygiene. But this is something that I know that we have an idea about. I wanted really to take you through that because sometimes inaweza onekana ni kama it's more in the field of medicine, but about hygiene and menstrual health. See, this one we have some knowledge about it. So I think we get a bit active about this topic. So what comes into our mind when you talk about menstrual health and hygiene? Please, what comes into your mind? Jilly, yes. You know something about it, I'm sure. At least let me say it. Every lady here should be knowing something about it. Let me not harass the gents, but at least as I know we have an idea what comes into our mind when you talk about menstrual health and hygiene.
When it comes to the menstrual cycle, it's not necessarily the lack of activity. It's the state whereby one is comfortable in terms of accessing the menstrual products, in terms of hygiene, everything that is around the menstrual cycle.
Very good. Tumeelewa hapo? Sorry? Aki, please, amniongeleshi. Are we okay? Are you getting what we are saying? Yeah, so what is important to note that is that a lady who is experiencing menses is really needs a lot of support, you know, socially. It really needs to be supported economically. It really needs to be supported, you know, empowering that woman in terms of the education that you need to educate these ladies about. So it is very important to note that it is very essential, you know, empowering this woman, this adolescent girl, this, you know, anybody who is going through menses. It's very important to have that kind of an empowerment. And it's very sad to note, like in this kind of research, where we find that in around 5 million people who are going through menses will lack the basic commodities and the adequate facilities for menstrual hygiene. Isn't that very sad? Because this is something that really happens to a woman, not by choice. Sawa. It's really something that is so natural and really has to happen to you every other month, and then you're disadvantaged to an extent that you cannot be able to handle this. Sawa. So at this point, we realize that there's really a lot that needs to be done in ensuring that there's that empowerment, there's ensuring that there's that kind of support, because if we do not support this, and if we do not empower these kind of girls and women, be able to go through that process, you know, successfully and with minimal stress, then it's going to cause that woman to suffer other diseases, other complications, other stresses, you know, the stigma and those kind of things. So it is really not a good thing having that kind of a number, you know, globally, that really, you know, shows that there are many women who are disadvantaged just because they are women and they have to have this cycle every other month, yet they cannot be able to, you know, meet whatever that is required for them, the basic commodities. So in that light, we require to support these women. We require to support our girls in school. We require to support, our girls in the rural areas and other places, at least to get the basic things. We need to have like water. We have good sanitation. Teach them on how to clean their hands. Teach them on how to, maintain good hygiene. At least let there be affordable commodities that are needed for them, for the menses. Like this, we talk about the tampons. It's very good that some things can be looked into even by the government, like maybe having a bit of relief on the taxes towards those commodities, or have them at lower prices in the way that they can be affordable. So those are the kind of things that we need to do so that we can ensure that there's good health and hygiene that relates to menstruation. So support in terms of the environment. In this case, we talk about kama ni watoto ambao wako shule, we need to have, if it's a mixed school, we talk about now facilities like the toilets being in a separate place. They're able to change without having to interact very much with the boys. And this way to be able to eradicate the stigmas and the embarrassments that comes about these menses and matters not well taken care of. So studies have been found that giving out sanitary pants to girls will lead to significant reduction in sexually transmitted diseases. Because if you have a girl who has got her menses, she does not have access to sanitary pads. So, what do you think happens to that woman or that girl or that lady? What do you think happens to that girl who does not have any access to the sanitary towels, the basics that we require. Hmm? What do you think is going to happen? Yes, yes, yes. Right. You see what happens when you have girls now and they have started having these infections, really going to cause them to have also other complications. Okay? Something that would have been prevented will lead this girl to have even infertility issues later. Sawa sawa. So that is how bad it can be. So it is very important that our government, partners, and organizations like this, it's a very good idea when you talk about organizing on how at least every girl, every lady, every woman is able to meet the basics that are needed for the management of menstruation. In this, we talk about sanitary towels. It's very important because now again, sexually transmitted infections will lead to other diseases and also cause complications like even infertility in future. Now we have myths, sindio, and taboos. These are just a few that I got, but I know some of them may not be applicable in our regions, but they are applicable in other places. Can we talk about these myths? Please, because I know we come, at least all of us come from somewhere, sindio? And at least some of us, tumeambiwa na shosho something about menses, or we have heard about it. At least this one, all of us should have a contribution to it. Sindio, please give us. Let us also learn from each other so that we'll be able to tell now. Ni kama gani, what are these myths and the taboos that you have heard about, maybe you have experienced? Please let us share. Yes.
Like, kama hii are not visiting religious places. Hiyo sana sana like hata tukikuja in real talk. Pande ya kwetu. Unasikia mama anamwambia unanyesha haufai kwenda kwa madhabahu. So uko like ukinyesha maanisha wewe hufai
kwenda kwa madhabahu. Sorry, where do you come from? Yes. Luo areas. Sawa sawa. It's going to note that. Then yes. Hiyo umesema. Na unajua nimewapatia mwa Kenya and you're not even getting this. So mwingine ziko mingi, by the way, ziko mingi. Some of them are not even in our country, but globally in the other places. It's good to note those things.
Like, but ingine ya not touching others, but maybe ni ile scenario ya maybe umegive birth.
Yes.
So unaambiwa aufai kushikana na nani juu bado uko kwa hiyo nini ya kuzaa. Unanyesha hiyo time ya kuzaa. So like wewe umetengwa, ufai kumshika juu uko na hiyo, sisi tunaitanga kiumanyoro style. Ati sasa yeye ni mtu afai kuwa anashika au mse mwingine juu ananyesha hii ya kuzaa.
Wow.
I think kwa community pia inakumeka ukipata yule mde mdogo mwenye ametoka kuzaa anafeel ako neglected. So anafeel kwani sifai kuwa na quality period.
Okay, that is very good. What's a myth? Yeah, it is really something that has no facts. Is not based on any fact. Sawa sawa. And really, it's a negative thing. Sindio? Because if I am a woman and this is an occurrence that I really have no control about, why should I be limited? Is there a reason I should be limited? At Isasa, there are foods that I cannot eat. There are places I should not access. There are areas I should not go to. You don't choose to have it. So it is really, you find that these are practices and cultural things that happens, and they really used to happen those days. They're still happening, but a lot is really being done to make sure that a girl has gotten her rights. Sawa sawa. So that is where now, yes?
I have a question. Does a virgin wear the tampon? Dem virgin anaweza vaa hizo tampon?
Tuendelee. Eh? Where is it? Ebu speak up. Speak up. What do you think about the tampons and virginity? Oh, sorry. Sorry?
You can't get pregnant, and you can also break the virgin, which is not true.
It is not true. No. How far do you go with it? How far do you go with it? Having sex during menses.
So this can make some further elaborations.
What is the right?
Let me come to let me deal with that once the end. Cindy, please, about your story. Yeah. Tutaipitia. So there are those basic human rights that a girl, a woman, a lady is entitled to matters menstruation. And we have discussed here, and we have said that it is very important that these people have they get that privilege of really getting access to what is needed, in this period when they're having their menses. We can talk about sanitation. We can talk about proper supplies of whatever commodities that are required, those tampons, those sanitary towels, that education that you need. Some girls in the village don't know anything about menses. It came to me as a shock one time, because there's a girl who experienced her first menses. She managed now to hide about it and did not even talk to anyone about it. But she did not expect that it would recur again. So when it comes another time, this is when she feels like, now I shouldn't talk about it. So some things might be obvious to us because we have that knowledge, but they're not obvious. There are girls who think they're having it once and that is all. Nilishapata menses, so they don't expect to have it any other time. So it is going to create this kind of an awareness. Let these girls know that now you have started your menses. You need to expect it every other month until you have reached your menopause. Unless now there are other, those other conditions that we talked in here in between that might require, checkups. It is the right of every girl to be equipped with the necessary knowledge in matters menses. Sawa. So we should really be on the forefront to really talk about this. So you realize that even in our workplaces, especially there are those people who have these complications, the PMDDs we have talked about, and you cannot be able to function well at work. You're not able to deliver. Sometimes a specific time in your month you cannot be able to work well. It really affects you. It affects your workplace. It affects your relationship with other people. So it's about really I think that everybody should be really participating to make sure that this period and this time in a woman's life is really made as easy as possible. Sindio? So it's good that we continue talking about that. Now, so now, well, let me just respond a bit about sex during menses. Sawa sawa. The point here is, are you comfortable, the two parties? Yeah. No. Who says and feels yes? So if you're comfortable in that state, there's actually nothing medically wrong with that. Sawa sawa. It's only that now well, we can talk about it being messy. Sawa. Hivyo, si ndio? But it really doesn't cause you to. It actually has an advantage when you're having those cramps. It's going to, most of the time, it eases on the cramps. But I think now that's now an area that I will really not comfortable going into details about, because I think different researchers will talk different things about it. But you see, there are some cases whereby you have to sometimes, depending on the, like the fertility issues, you can get to a point and you're advised by your gynae about some of these things, So, I'll say that it's not really a bad thing and it's not a myth. It's not a myth. But if you two or whoever the parties are comfortable with it, I don't think there's anything wrong. Lakini tutaendelea kufanya utafiti, si ndio? You get it before me, let me know. So that is what I had. I hope imewasaidia, and I'm glad that I was invited to this place. And please let us do the noble thing, si ndio? Tusaidie wasichana. Let us help these girls. Let us empower them, because you empower a girl, you empower a woman, you have empowered. Yes, very important. Thank you so much.
I would like you to help us out by liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the notification button. Thank you.